All right. Good morning. I'm Donovan, Voodoo Doctor Chiropractic. Unfortunately, is currently a prisoner in, I don't know what they're going to call it after this. North America? It's a continent. Let's walk through spiritual iconography visual assessment cues on, you know, is your body worksins rightsies or is it Nazis? Because we got to get away from the Nazis. That's a joke I didn't know was going to be there, but I'm going to take it. All right, let's just pick that up real quick. We'll put it in our cargo pocket. We just made a Nazi joke. All right. Legitimately, though, chiropractic. I met a chiropractor once. I don't like a lot of them. I met one of them, though. He gave me one thing. He said, stand like this, do this. And I said, for what? Well, it makes sure that you're standing correctly. Did I just graduate 2 full years of a doctor of chiropractic? You told me to stand up straight? I don't think I needed to follow up. That's again, like he was helpful, but at the same time, I was like, I don't think I ever need to talk to you again. The only thing you told me to do was stand up straight, and sometimes I stand crooked, but that's because I work out. You only know how to stand still. I'm good. Good talk. But anyway, that one assessment was something I gave people to do even when they were running. Is me taking my archer's pose now, but imagine holding a little teacup and pouring it on the floor. And then drop it next to your waist. If it doesn't touch the middle of your thigh, something's wrong with your shoulder or your back or something else. And the epitome of chiropractic, and you can do this at home, is if your hand winds up over here, without as much pain as possible, play until you can get your hand to touch your thigh right here. Stand. Put your fingers down. It's also how military stand at attention. Literally, he showed me a 4-year progression of steps in education to teach people how to stand at attention. And he was in the military as a consul. And I'm like, there's no reason for me to be here. I know how to teach people how to stand up. Because I used to teach people to go to the position of attention. If you cannot be at the position of attention, there's something wrong with your body. There's something in the way. Most people, it's because when you go to the position of attention, you don't have lats. This is where your stomach touches your wrist. That's why you're not able to stand like this. If you're able to go to the position of attention, you've already graduated most modern chiropractic. You can stand up and you can put your hands to your sides. That means you are now, only now, ready to talk to me. Voodoo Doctor of Chiropractic, Donovan, King of Ireland, doesn't even think he's going there. If you can get to here, you could have graduated basic training in the military. I now could hand you a stick so that you could learn to be Ramses, holding a flail and a stick. But also my feet are like 12 to 14 inches apart. His entire thing, the thing he gave me, the epitome of chiropractic is put your feet together and your hands down. Now, I just bashed the crap out of him, but that is valuable. But it's also in the context, because I was in a military hospital, I just looked at him and said, I don't need to come back to you, because that's just going to attention. He probably needed, like, bless his heart kind of thing. Like, his whole job was teaching people how to do what they learned how to do when they went to basic training. But I didn't need to see him anymore. If you can get to here, you go to here. And then you can try this out. And then actually get a stick and do that. And that's when a mirror is relevant. And that's why I never look at the camera, because I'm looking at me and pretending I'm doing this in the mirror, which is how I would do a physical assessment. And the only reason I'm even rolling my pants, to not show off, but I'm looking, does my back actually have a curve? Because if I'm standing like this, I'm not Ramses. That statue or my idea of the position of Ramses, which is right here. I'm holding something, and if it was heavy, it doesn't matter. If it was a box, not this, not this is how you hold an object that's like 20 pounds. If you can't hold a stick and stand like Ramses, you're going to hurt yourself just helping me move a couch. That's the point. So, physical assessment, voodoo, spiritual science. Boom. It's more than just martial art. It's martial life. I represent a real temple. I don't represent a guy who calls himself master of an art that someone else invented. In order to have graduated the school of Acales, to become Acales, to have graduated Herculaneum, the Academy of Herculaneum, I might have gone to Egypt to learn just to stand like this. And King David might have learned the exact same thing. And he wasn't stupid, but he learned how to do this. And that's why I like the IDF fights the same way I do. And so do people in Persia, because they learned how to just, this is the fighting stance. But they also learned deep, deep, deep spiritual wisdom that might have only involved like 10 words. Like chorus means a lot more to me. Chorus to me, though, means the Greek. Just like when I say God is E-L. El. Because if God is not E-L from a Greek vernacular, then there is no Raphael. There is no Gabriel. The E-L in that angel name means God of Torah. When you correct that in writing, you are wrong. That means that every single angel or every single person identified with an E-L name is not in the Bible, and you're wrong. So stop. Point. I'm going to keep hitting that point every time I say L into my phone, and I have to say E-L, and it still doesn't type it right. You're wrong. Stop doing it. You are undermining at least 10 million people's faith. Stop doing it because you don't like my spelling. You're wrong. Anyway, that is, I just showed you what in my understanding, and that's why I'll say Donovan, master of House Dragon. In my understanding, I just showed you what would take 10 years to understand. But to most people, I just showed you how to stand 3 different ways. Because you can't even pronounce El when I tell you that that's the name of the God in the Old Testament. Instead, you tell me I'm wrong. It would take 10 years to show you how to stand correctly, and you keep correcting how I'm talking about God. I'm not even, there's no point in talking to you. I'd rather just, hey, there's 12 guys that want to learn how to stand. This sounds easy. That's how discipleship works. Jesus met 12 people that did not correct him when they asked him, how do you pronounce God? So to anyone who has ever corrected me, if you correct my typing, you are not allowed to be my student. There's your prize.